Hello and welcome to the Blue Tweezers channel with myself, Alan, from the channel as normal. And we've got a Tweekend playthrough here for you with a new opponent. And so welcome Andrew from Australia. Hello Andrew.
Hello,
Hi, how you doing? You all right?
I'm very well. How are
Good.
you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Right, yeah. So we've arranged this over. I think it was Twitter, wasn't it? I think you expressed interest in having a go at Salerno 43, and here we are indeed with Salerno 43. Uh, 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 tell us about yourself and your wargaming experience, if you'd like anything you'd like to say. I'm just going to be just doing some messages to get the Tweezerati to reinforce us and get a few more people. As normal with everybody. If you're in the chat, can you just let us know uh, if you can hear and particularly see me? Um, if you can let us know, that would be great. It's an odd time of the day for my usual streams, so it's a little early for everybody. But of course, it's late for you, Andrew, because you're in Australia, and I must admit the technology for somebody in the UK and somebody in Australia to be playing a game live on YouTube. That's quite remarkable. But let me just do the post. So yeah, let us know what you've been playing, that kind of thing, just for a few seconds while I just sort out these messages, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Fairly new to coming back into wargaming. I think, like a lot of people, Twilight Struggle was a very important game for me. I also think the electronic implementation of that is fantastic and makes it really accessible to play with people. But mainly from watching streams like yourself or some other people online, and also people like Mark Herman, sort of more hex and counter games, by way of CDG to Empire of the Sun has kind of become of interest to me. And I've played Normandy 44 on in Vassal, but I think the Salerno purchasing it was a no-brainer for me because it's such a small version that I might actually be able to get some friends who aren't into war games to play it with me.
Great, great, excellent. And your experience with this game?
I've played it once in real life. I played the Germans. I think we got to about turn four and called it a day. And so I think I was doing okay to bad in that game. So, though interesting, the Allies didn't get Salerno in that game. So I think it's not a simulation. There is some sandbox in the game. It's quite possible for the Allies to have a very different start from what you would expect, I think.
Yeah, I know. I think Salerno is actually capturing Salerno actually is quite crucial in this game for both sides. Yeah, I've run the counters through for a few turns once myself. I've got a decent amount of experience with the other of the 4X games. With slightly Australian joke there with the 4X games. We're not talking about beer, but yeah, it's yeah, that's what I found. I thought Salerno was a big key thing in in the in the gameplay. Right, almost there. Do, do. And we've decided pre broadcast you'll be playing the Allies, Andrew. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm on the Germans. Uh, and it's just a discussion. I think on that it wasn't random or anything like that. I thought it probably fitted that well. So this is the last one out, and let me just check how. Right. Okay, and again, we seem to have a few people on. If you can let us know in the chat that you can hear us and see me, that will be really useful. I think everything's working according to my my broadcast software, but you never know. If you're a regular on this channel, you'll know that sometimes things go wrong. But I think everything is all right at the moment. Good, right, so yeah, everybody should be able to see the screen. We're all in the room on Vassal, and yeah, so I've done a playthrough a long time ago of Holland 44, which is a similar it's part of the same stable of games, different level, of course. That's at the battalion level, but a lot of the same concepts are the same in here in Salerno. So I'm not really going to go and do much of a rules run through first, because Andrew probably knows it just as well, if not better than me. And I've got an intro to Holland 44, which will tell you the major things. As things come through, although I may do some explanation. But let's get going for the stream. Let's not hang around too much longer. So initially we've got up for our turn 1 sequence of play. We have what's known as the invasion combat phase, which the allied player conducts. So essentially you're landing your units, and there's a special CRT you roll to see how well the landing happened. As you can see, there's the landing is these arrows, these blue arrows landing into beaches, the British and the American beaches, and there's nobody there, but there is a combat dice roll to do. Okay, so in whatever order, Angie, do you want to crack on with that?
Okay, so we'll start from the top with the Rangers.
Yeah.
Just rolling the dice on Vassal. Here we go. All right.
And I've got those evasion CRT up, so people should be able to see that. I might blow it up a bit further. So yeah, just a D6. This system is completely D6. Off you go. You got a 2.
Right, I've got a 2.
Yeah, so it's that's an advanced 2.
Advanced 2.
Yeah.
And I can split them up, can't I? So
Yes.
I'll take 2 up to here, and 1 into Amalfi.
Okay. Good old Amalfi Coast. Big draw for British holiday makers in the last 20 years.
Beautiful place, but a very narrow road, so I wouldn't want to be driving a tank along them. All right, so I'm going to go with the Commandos in Salerno.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good. That's a 5, so I think that'll be advanced 2, right? And I can do breakthrough combat, right?
Let's
You're going to Salerno.
That's it. Yeah. Yes, it's only for Salerno. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And it's highly recommended, it says. So do it. Absolutely. So I've got a garrison unit which has a it has a question mark star value, which means we don't know what the strength is going to be of that unit. So you'll see I just scroll down on the variable strength units table, and another D6 here. So I roll to see how tough that unit actually is. We have a 3, which is a 0, so it actually doesn't exist. So we will. That's very useful for you. Eliminated. So you may walk in.
All right. I'll move both units in.
Yeah. That's good. So
Okay,
not only is it a really critical place, it's also a port, so that provides extra supply for you as well. So very useful. But so carry on with the other landings.
Okay, so we'll go down to Uncle Beach, which I think is the only one that can end in disaster. So rolling well. That's pretty well.
That's good. Advanced 2.
Alright, so I got some decisions to make, which are pretty important now. The beachhead will just stay there. Let me just have a look. Hours to plan, and now I'll spend hours making a decision. Let's see. I think they will go.
And again, anybody who's in the come in the chat and say hello, and let us know you can hear and see us. So getting slightly paranoid now.
I've asked a friend to connect, so hopefully they'll chime in. All
Yes,
right,
please.
and Sugar Beach, same story. That is not a good roll,
That's a 1. So
but it's just
that's
an
8
advanced
and
one.
+1.
And then Roger Beach, it's a 4.
Advance 2. Yeah.
Advance 2, yeah, fantastic. Okay, and this is also an important one. It has a beachhead on it. Alright. Okay. And Red Beach. That'll be an advance too as well. I think it's all going to be advance, unless it's a disaster from now on.
Conan, hello.
There we go. There's one. And a 5 as well. That's another
Nice,
advance too. Hang on.
So pretty successful landing so far. Good stuff.
I'm sure I've made a mistake, but let's see. Okay, that's that.
Good. Right. Okay. So then it's once that's all done, then it's actually the German player's turn. So we'll look at the CRT here. So we ignore the weather phase because it starts on turn 2. So into the German player turn here. So we have what's known as the initial phase, using available supply points to flip ASUs. That's artillery support units. I'm not sure I actually got any on the board at the start, have I? Yes. So that unit there in Eboli here, Eboli. I'm not sure quite how it's pronounced. So that's the 16th Panzer Division's artillery support unit. So if that was flipped, if I flip it now, there you'll see it's on a fired side, and I'd need to spend a supply point to flip it back. Using it in a combat, say combat shift, would cause it to flip. So this is where we can flip it back. Do I have any reinforcements? Actually, do I? That's the Allied one. So on turn 1, yes I do. I have the following units here. So this is a recon unit of the Hermann Goering Division and a battalion from the 1st Fallschirmjäger. Okay, so in the corner of the unit there's a 1, which is the turn that the reinforcement comes in. But there's an N on this unit and an S on this unit, so they come on at the north and the south of the board. So the north one will come on either here or here. As you see, this is turn 1 turn German only, and I think we will come on here. And in the south we've got a choice, but generally it's kind of a no-brainer. So it's S1 or S2 here. You can use S3, but I don't know why anybody, certainly on the German side, would bother. Which way round should we do this? I think we'll go to S2, so that's fine. So we have our reinforcements. Any replacements? We don't have any replacements yet. That's on the turn marker, which is here. You can see these boxes on the turns, and as you see, up until turn 4, nobody gets any of them, so we can safely ignore that. And place allied units in landing boxes and conduct airborne landings. Another player turn only, so it's not relevant for my turn. Essentially, the allied turn is exactly the same. It's just that that phase is added. So on to movement phase. So for the first turn, my units only have half movement, and the counters have your standard set of numbers. So we've got attack, defense, and movement. So it's the third number here. So this guy here is a 5, and there are so the other two, and there's a little black box with a number. That's the stacking value. Stacking almost everywhere here is up to 6 stacking points, so you can't put more in a hex than that. But it's not like that's going to be a problem at the moment. Okay, so where can we go here? So I think starting with, I believe that garrison can move, but only one. So the terrain effects chart. Let me find that for everybody. Oh, come here. Let's get these out of the way. So Jerome, hi. Good to see you. Right. And Mike, hello. 4 a.m. Yeah. Oh my God. You're watching us at 4 a.m. You're just about to head to bed. Right. Okay. Well, you've had an interesting night already. So hopefully, me droning on will enable you to fall asleep. I suppose it's a technique for and a reason for watching the channel. But still, let's get on with our movement. So this garrison, I think, will move to there. Terrain effects for that would be a secondary road, which is 1 point for non-mech here. We'll bring our little recon unit here in here. So if a unit does not enter a ZOC, you can do a thing called extended movement, which adds 3 movement points, which I'll probably use here. And we will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I don't need to. That's it would be nice to cover that city, but I think holding that pass is better. In fact, if I moved into here, that would be better. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can get there. And we've got the camp group here from 6.
I think if you've done if you've gone to the ZOC though, you wouldn't be able to do the extended movement.
Oh, that's true.
You need it or not?
Yes, that's true. It's but he's got 6 movement points anyway, so he should be able. He's plus. Yeah, it doesn't cost to enter a ZOC, so with 6 movement points he can get there on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so he hasn't needed to use the extended here. I think certainly moving this guy up is what needs to happen, and that garrison doesn't move. Down here on the beaches. So we have some Panzer Grenadiers here and some Panzer IVs. Now, of course, with the 4X systems, Bill, hello. You've got Normandy and Holland. Yes, yeah. Holland's very good. I don't have Normandy myself either. Holland's really good. And you might see Holland 44 appear on the channel in fairly soon. Right, certainly tank unit on its own. I just have to go forward here and to hold you. Now down here, this garrison unit does actually move. It's even motorised. So I think we will go. Now, if you're motorised, it's actually a half on secondary roads. I think so. He can go 1, 2. It's actually a third on the main roads, the primary roads. So it's 2 2/3. And we'll then move 3 2/3, 4 2/3. Just stick in here. That seems a good place. This chap has to move forward, really. Now we have fortunately left with one motorised regiment and 1 tank unit to cover the rest here. And again, there needs to be an attempt to box you in. Yeah, in the 4X series there is a concept, as Bill mentions, of SOC bonds. So if there is a unit, 2 units with a gap between them, 1 hex gap between them, then they can form a bond with that unit, and you cannot cross intervening the infinium between them, no matter how powerful you are. And so normally ZOCs you can filter slowly. You move into a SOC, you have to stop. But anyway, let's. Where am I? Where's my terrain? Lost my terrain card here. Everybody, where's it gone? There we go. It's just hiding. So here, these guys, if they wanted, they probably be better if they were in 2816 here, but they will have to withdraw, and that's +2 to exit the ZOC. This is hills, which is 2 for mech, so that would be to go there would be a 4, but to come back would be a 5. So that sort of works. Good. Okay. And I've got somebody down south to move in as well. So in addition to the extended movement, the Germans also have things called truck points. And where's the campers? They're stored somewhere on the board, I think. Oh, there we go. So we have 2 of these. So you can motorise units if you want to. So I would do that with these guys because they've only got 3 movement. That means they get motorised or mech movement rates. So to mean he'll be able to zip along the road very well. So that's 1, 2, 3 to there. One other thing you might note in the hexes here on the road, it's got little numbers here, and we should be sitting on a 1 here. So that's actually just giving you the movement point along the road at the mech movement rate, just so you know. It's just a little aid here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to there, 5 to there. Now we can use extended movement as well. Oh, hang on, I've just got that wrong, haven't I? Because we only have half movement this turn. So actually, what I was doing down here is completely wrong. So let's start that again, shall we? Sorry, Andrew. Should have pointed it out, but it's easy to miss. So I don't think these guys are going anywhere. So these chaps only have 2.5 movement points, plus the 3 for extended, of course. So in which case they'll go a half, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.5 are there, which is fine extended. However, these guys cannot do the move either. They only have 2.5 movement points, so they can't actually even leave the hex. So, yeah.
Can they do tactical movement or not for 1 hex? Or
Can you do tactical movement on this? Yes, you could do tactical movement for 1 hex. So yes, this is another it's kind of simplification in the game, that rather than calculate all the movement points, etc., if you want to move 1 hex, you always can. Yeah, it looks like you can do that. So yeah, you get you move 1 or 2 hexes. You must stop upon entering a ZOC. You can't cross ZOC bonds, of course, and you can't cross a prohibited exercise. So actually, he could actually go there. Yes, with the minimum move. Yep, good point. I'm catching up. So this chap only has 2.5 MPs plus the 3 for extended. So 1, 2. So that's 3, which would give me 2.5 points left. So 1, 2, and I've got half a movement point. And I think that's probably coming this way. Okay, so that marker will stay until the end of my my turn, and then it gets removed. So it's not something that troubles the allies at all. Good. I think that's all my movement. I've moved everything I can. So on to the next phase. Lost the sequence of play. Where's it gone? There it is. Okay, done my... Yeah, there's nothing else that we need to do. Combat phase. Is there a combat phase? So, interesting. So combat's possible here. So we've got the Panzer Grenadiers here, which are elite. That's that red 3 in the middle in defence. So with the combat table, just run people through it quickly. Have I got that out? I don't think I've got that out yet. I have, but it's disappeared. Here we go. So this is the combat results table here. So there was no die roll modifiers, but there are shifts, and the combat modifiers, if I pop here. So the shifts for attackers and shifts for defenders are very different. In fact, for the defender, it's quite limited. So the attacker shifts could be a tank shift. So this is if there is a tank unit which has got a little sort of superscript 3 there. That's the quality of the tank. So you would need to get the tank shift if that number has to be bigger than the defender if they have any tanks. So there's a tank unit there. So there would be no tank shift in this. Air support, the Germans very rarely get. We'll go through that through the turns. It may appear, but at the moment it doesn't exist. Division artillery support. So this artillery support unit could help. It's got a range of 4 hexes. Oops. I think just change my preferences because I might be following your moves. So okay, that'll stop that. Where are we? Up here. So that would add a shift to the right. If I included that, it's got a 4 hex range. That's the 4 in the little white circle there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he could support for a shift. Then you have core support. So there are other ASUs which are core based. This is a division based, got a little div marker on it. Or naval. So the naval support, of course, is just the allies. And then there's an elite shift. So that's that red defensive rating there as the lead unit there. So we could do a combat here which is 5 strength points versus 5 strength points, so it would be a 1-to-1. However, I could add the artillery in, which would give me a shift on the combat results table here. That would give me a 2-to-1, and then because we have the elite shift as well, that would be a 3-to-1. So I think that's probably a good idea. So we'll try that with a combat there of 3-to-1. Let's hope we don't roll a 2. That would be bad. A 6 is very good. So that's a D1 ADV3. So it's nice, the explanations, really detailed explanations for all the results just below the CRT chart. So a D1, defender loses 1 step. Surviving defenders must either retreat 3 or become disrupted, or conduct a determined defence. Now this is another big thing about this system, is the idea that retreats are, you can fight retreats, so you can try and cancel them, and it's known as determined defence. So you could do that. I think you might want to do it. And then the ADV3 is the number of hexes that the attacker could advance, although only mech can go beyond 2 hexes as standard. Okay, so defender loses 1 step. Andrew.
Sorry, which unit have I lost? I didn't see where the combat was.
Oh, sorry, it was just south of Monte Corvino.
South of Monte Corvino.
Yeah, so you were 5, I was 5. 1-to-1. 2-to-1 with the artillery. I need to.
What's the hex number?
It is 2812.
Okay, and is that artillery in range? Is it 3 they shoot or 5 they shoot?
This artillery that I fired was 4.
Or okay, 4. No worries. Yeah. That's this one. All right. So first of all, it's just to lose the step.
One thing you could do about this, actually, sorry, maybe I should roll this again, is that you could put in air support. So the defender has a possibility of a tank shift, a possibility of air support, or possibility of rain as a the rain as a weather thing. So you could have put in air support.
I'm happy. I don't want to cost you one of your 6s. You might roll badly for the rest of the game. Okay. So don't sorry, take that away from you.
Yeah. So yes. Okay. So your choice of I think both of those are 1-step units. They don't actually flip.
Just 1 unit there, is it? It's just 1 there, isn't it?
It's a D. No, there's 2. 2812. You've got the 708 to the 56th, and you've got the Royal Scots Greys tank battalion.
Move the other one. Hang on, flip it back. There we go. It's this one. How did you get 5 on that? Yeah, you got 2 units there. Done. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll lose a step off the infantry. There we go. Oops. Maybe not disrupted yet. There we go.
So I don't think that infantry is is eliminated.
All right.
So you would then have the choice of conducting a determined defence.
I think I'm going to cop the loss and fall back and become disrupted.
Okay. So now I have the option to advance. I believe it's optional. Yeah, may advance. What can happen, but not in this case, is that you can get combat results here, such as DR, Forza, DS, etc., which give the attacker the ability to do breakthrough combat, so they can advance and then attack again. But the D1 is not good enough. I can just advance and that's it. I'm not convinced advancing is a good idea at this point, so I won't. No, I'll hold it there.
I think in this one, it's any advance of 2 or more has breakthrough combat.
Oh, right, yeah. Breakthrough combat. Oh, yes, so I could. Right, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it doesn't actually say it under the results. It's under the advances.
Yeah.
So I could do that. Well, it's certainly tempting. So I could follow up that tank unit and attempt to attack it again.
The beachhead units, because it's a beachhead,
Yes.
they will add half of them. So yeah.
Yeah. So the beachhead itself has a sort of unique ability, in that it can pull in combat factors from the surrounding units. So that may not actually be as great a fight. So I don't think I'll advance. I think I'll just sit there. Up north, I don't think I really have any chance of winning. Certainly not next to Uncle Beach. Down to Roger, our tank unit there, which is fairly potent against 167.56 in 28.13. It would be a 1-to-1. I would get a tank shift, but that's all. So it'd be only a 2-to-1. A 2-to-1 is kind of dicey. So I don't think I'll do that. Here, down in the American sector, we have you've got 2 units just on that hex. Pastium, in Pastium, 27.16. Attacking, I have 5 again. So I would start at a 1-to-2. I don't have the artillery support. I would get the tank shift and I would get the elite shift, so that would give us up to 2-to-1. I think that's probably in fighting trouble. So I think that's probably all my combats, I would say. Peace be upon you. Hello. You have the bulge. Yeah, and the other one I don't have. So I have the rest. I've got Ukraine, I've got Holland, I've got Stalingrad, but I don't actually have Normandy or the Ardennes 44 version. So let us know how that plays for you. So that's our combat phase. We have the recovery phase, which
I know you know this, but you could just move that tank. I suppose you want it in Battipaglia where it's left, which won the fight. You're happy for them to stay. Or did you want to move it into the city? That's the only thing, because they don't have to advance into the hex.
No, that's right. It could go elsewhere. Interesting point. It's
a very important city. I don't think I can sneak in there with the Zoc bond, but
I don't think I've got a sock bond with the tank unit because it's got that border.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's no Zoc bond, so I could sneak. Technically, I could sneak through the zone of control. I wouldn't be able to get through, but you never know. Something might happen.
So it's probably good advice. No, I think I'd get there before you. So you couldn't use the extended move, so even with your tank unit down there is disrupted anyway, and 5 wouldn't get you anywhere near it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, it would be 4 to get adjacent to it, which the presence of the tank unit in the city doesn't do anything. So no, I won't move it. But yeah, good point for pointing it out. Okay, recovery phase. I've got nothing particularly to recover. This is if I'm disrupted or in full retreat. As you can see, there's a disrupted marker on the Royal Scots Greys there at Roger Beach. That would be removed. If they're in an EZOC, you have to roll to see if they rally. And truck markers are now removed. So there's a little button for that actually. Remove truck markers, half effective and replacement markers. So you hit that button and bingo, it's gone. Now we're on to supply phase. So on the supply phase again, for the German side, so what you're looking for is the supply is traced to supply areas. So with the Germans, it's the, if I just pull, we don't need the combat results table anymore, the terrain effects chart anymore. Just organising my windows here. So the ones that have are blue are supply sources. I think elsewhere. So for the Allied side, it's beachheads and ports that provide supply. If any of the other entry areas, which are different colour than the two in the top, N1 and N2, if they're currently friendly, which they are, then they are supply sources as well. Now, how you do is you've got 2 parts to a supply line. So you have what's known as an overland portion. That overland portion has to be 5 hexes long. Each hex counts for 1 hex, except for marsh without a road, which counts as 2. That needs to get to a road. So secondary road is good enough, and then the road portion then leads you back to one of these map edges. So as you can see, everybody is within 5 hexes of a road that leads off. So on the German side, we're okay for the moment on supply. If it wasn't supply, if I was out of supply, and particularly if I was isolated, then there'd be some isolation roll on attrition, see if they start to surrender. Now I can spend supply points to flip back my ASUs, and I start with 3 supply points, so I'm certainly going to use one of them to flip back the 16th Panzer Division's ASU. So he comes back, and that's it for the German turn. So it's over now to the Allied turn.
Fantastic. All right.
So anybody in the chat have an experience with the game? Let us know in the chat. Sorry, Andrew.
Allies. That's right. So I don't have any replacements, but I do have reinforcements.
Yes. Which are the guys sitting just off
Do
the
they
beach.
come in as a movement phase, so I can move the guys out of the hex, or do they...
What I think you do is you put them in the landing boxes, so you decide where they're coming on in the various beaches, and then during the movement phase, you bring them on. So you do this thing, naval transport.
Sugar Beach is open, I think, just for the first turn. It is available as an option.
You could be right. Let me check.
Yeah, I think I read that when I was reading up. Don't think it will matter. Yeah. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy.
So when those land, you should put a half efficiency marker on them.
Yeah. When they move, if they're
Yeah.
adjacent to an enemy unit, otherwise
Yeah.
it won't
Otherwise,
matter
it's a
because
bit
there'll be no
pointless.
combat.
Yeah.
And it's 3 per, I think from recollection, it's 3 per landing box, so that's not permitted. It's not permitted. That's fine. And that's 3 and that's 3.
Yeah, so the stacking points become relevant here. So each it costs the number of stacking points, although a 0 is a 1 for the naval transport, and that box here. It's not really a box; it's just a reminder here. So there's 12 landing points per turn. So it's 12 stacking points, counting zeros as ones. So up at with the British there, you've got 2 units there, which are 3 stacking points each. So that's used 6 landing points a turn. The 143rd here for the Americans that's up to 9, and then here you've got 0, 0, 0, 1 point each, which is 12. So it's almost like it was actually meant to be that way.
And beachheads are 3 and ports are as marked, aren't they? So these little Amalfi itself is just a tiny little beach.
Yes,
from real life, from experience.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine trying to get a tank onto that beach. It would be an absolute nightmare. So
yeah,
right.
so currently Salerno has the option of 3 or 1 capacity stacking points. If I've got a unit within 2 hexes of Salerno, it's only a 1, so I can lob some shells at anybody landing on the dock side. So that's why that's, and of course, yes, as you said, Amalfi is a 1 as well, if you wanted to put something there.
Alright, so as much as I would love to stack everyone up and attack you here later on, you're going to be doubled to 4, and you're also elite, so that seems like a very tough fight.
So elite doesn't account in a combat unless there's a determined defense. So it's not a shift against the combat itself. It's a very, very important thing.
Yes, but my elites won't get a benefit from attacking you, I think. So.
Yeah.
So this guy's just going to move along the coastline. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Salerno, they're going to hold on.
They're doing a very good job as they are.
Let's actually think that through. I might come back to them. So my question is whether I reinforce him. If he moves on to there, that's 1, that's 2. He still won't be able to get to Salerno this turn.
No.
And it's +2 to move out of a Zoc bond.
It is. A Zoc.
I think I'm happy with Salerno. Zoc, yeah. Alright, let's leave it for now. I can always come back before I declare. Right, there is no Zoc bond there, so I can get in on your tank units there. Be no tank shift if we attack, but we've got planes and we've got
Navy.
Yes, is it navies within 3 of the coast or
naval support, something like that. A little bit more, but must be within 2 hexes of the non-playable sea area. So it's 2 hexes actually.
Yeah, Monte Corvino, just out of range. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, I might come back to the top. I'll start from the bottom then. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. There's no Zoc bond. Alright, so these are going to move here. These are going to move here. This is going to come in. An artillery can fire after it's landed. That seems very generous, but I'm pretty happy if
Yeah,
I
as long
can.
as it doesn't move too much. I seem to remember.
Yeah.
I think you can only move 1 hex.
Alright, I'm just going to move that back. This tank's going to come in. The tank's going to be... Need a marker. Half effective for the tank. This guy's going to come in here.
Yeah, essentially. So you can leave them on the beach, but they can then fire.
He's going to move back there. And the tank destroyer can come here. And that's half effective as well. Alright. We'll leave the tank there while it recovers from disruption. The beachhead's not going anywhere. Does that mean they don't have a Zoc at all if they've got the white box around them? It does, doesn't it? They've got no Zoc. Interesting.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no, actually, no, they do. They do have a Zoc. Just cannot form a Zoc bond. They do have a Zoc,
Okay,
yeah.
they've got a Zoc.
Yeah.
Alright, that's... How do I make the counters go away so I can see the terrain?
Oh, there's a little globe button, sort of centre.
The globe, yeah. All right, I think it's worth me having a go at your panzers here. I think they are a little bit exposed.
I think that is a Zoc bond. That hex. Can you go there?
Oh, because you've got another unit in there, don't you? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well, that's
yeah,
I take everything I
Grenadiers.
said. Well spotted. I could still move them down here. They can still have a go to there.
Yes.
Yep, that's good
Yes,
enough. He's one. He can come in here. He's going to be half effective. And this guy can come into here, and he's going to be half effective. Okie dokie.
Okay.
That'll do me.
Right, okay.
And then we go. I haven't missed anything, I don't think. Let me just check. No, that's it. Alright, we'll start from the top from combat. There's no way I'm doing this fight here. There's no way I'm leaving Salerno. I'm fighting in here.
Yeah, I think they're
Alright.
faced off.
Think about this one, the 5 and the 7, but you're doubled to a 6, and I have other things on my mind. This Panzer though, these guys are very vulnerable. So everybody, well, the 56 will be not as good as it could have been, but the 46 is good to go.
Right.
So you'll have a defense there of 5. The tanks will cancel each other out. And I will have an attack of 8. 9. Oh, that's not fantastic. Might just move this here
Okay.
instead for my movement. That'll give me 2 to 1 on you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what you need to do here is you need to declare the formation that's attacking, presumably the
Yes.
56th. Um,
Uh,
so you can then add one tank unit or battalion of any type.
as long as it's stacked with it.
Yeah, that's stacked with it.
Mhm.
So if you're not, the other guys.
No, I'll do the other guys for 5, and then the other guys will be the a supporting force, and they'll be
Yeah.
2, 1, and 2, which is
Yes.
5.
Yeah.
I think I'll basically have just over 10, I think, with the tank and 46 being the main assaulting force.
Yeah.
And the tanks will cancel each other out, I think. You've still got elite, but that's not going to
That's
matter on
not gonna
attack.
matter.
It's only
No.
on the determined defense.
Yes, exactly. Nor my artillery, and then you can apply aircraft and artillery as well, or
Yeah,
naval.
the C5s will go. I don't think
See,
I have any artillery yet.
well, you've got the naval, the navy.
The naval. You're not within 2 though.
Oh, that's true.
Playable.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yep. Oh, okay, so yeah, just the C5s then.
Not amazing. So it's 2 to 1, I get. Is that right? Or sorry, 3 to 1. Sorry.
Yeah, 2 to 1 going up to 3 to 1. Indeed. Let's get the chart. It's not a terrible table.
No, it's not terrible with a Panzer there. Am I good to go, or am I missing anything? Or...
I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. So I'll roll well.
4.
4 is
That's
pretty
all right.
good.
So it's a DR2, advance 2. So, I either retreat two hexes and become disrupted, or I can conduct a determined defense. Okay, so so what I can do here is on a determined defense, I'd roll on the. This is a clear hex, isn't it? Yes. On a clear hex, I roll on the clear column of the determined defense table. Now I can get die roll modifiers here, so I use the Panzer Grenadiers as the unit, and that has an elite shift, so I will get a +1 for that. Also, I could add in the artillery as defensive support, so it doesn't add into the combat, but it does add into the determined defense. So I could get a +2 on the dice here. Looking at the clear, 1 or a 2 would cost me a step, but I've got a +2, so that's not going to happen. So it's not bad to try and do it with a +2 on the dice. Better than 50-50 of getting something here. So I think I'll do that. So I'll conduct a determined defense, 1d6 +2 on the clear table. It may go horribly wrong. It doesn't.
Not horribly wrong. That's pretty good.
That's very, very good. It does cost me a step, but I do hold. So my unit dies. The Panzer Grenadier dies.
It's only a 1-step unit. Wow. Yeah.
I think I'm pretty sure they are. Yes.
Yep.
Oh no, they're not. Oh, they're not. Gosh,
No, they're just not elite. Yeah.
they're just not elite anymore. But I lose a step, but you also lose a step of my choice.
Yes.
So I think it's probably got to be the tank.
I think so.
So you can lose the tank, and an H is a defender holds, so it cancels the retreat completely. So even though it was a DR2, a advance 2, defender retreat to advance 2, none of that actually happens because of this determined defense. And this is where the Germans are actually can be quite good at this. But I will have to flip my. Oh no, that's the wrong. Flip my artillery to do that though. And this determined defence is a big thing in the game. Just like the Zokpons, there's probably the two outstanding mechanics here in this game. Next combat.
Okay, did you take off the tank? I don't think you did yet.
Your tank. I was leaving up to you, but that's fine. Okay, I can do that.
Okay, don't trust me.
No, that's all right. Yeah, your tank is gone. Yes.
Oh, that's
there's an eliminated.
I was about to
box
say it was a
side.
neutral, but that's not so good. So all right. But I've got two combats here, and the bottom one is I think you made a slight mistake here. This variable unit cannot get in range of the allies, or it will just get snotted. So I will attack it.
So it's the garrison.
As long as it doesn't roll. Yeah, as long as it doesn't roll a fantastic result, it'll probably be eliminated right now. So yeah.
So I need to do a roll on the variable strength. So let's roll and see how good it is. The other one was rubbish. What's about this? This one is also rubbish.
I think that's
So he is.
Now here's the interesting question. I'm assuming there would be no breakthrough combat because there was no combat, or what happens now?
It's a good question indeed. Let's see that one is special units, variable strength units. No, if it was the only unit in the hex, treat it as achieving a DS result. So defend the shattered result. So yeah, you can exploit.
Which is advance 4? That's crazy.
That the attack may advance up to 4 hexes with mechanized units, 2 with.
Yep. Oh well, that's pretty useful. Okay, let's go out of that. I think the after combat can only advance 1 though. That's why I might leave him there. Come back to him in a sec. All right, that gets me there. I don't want to get too far out of supply. Have to advance into the hex though. Go to that one. Then I'll have to stop when I'm entering a Zok bond.
Entering a Zok, yes.
It's not ridiculous though. I think it's all the places to move in. It's not such a big deal. Can I cross over? No, I can't cross over the mountain. That's the problem as well. Yeah, of all the places to get a DS, I don't think it's the worst for you.
No. Well, I mean,
I think it is worth me.
The thing is down south here is that there's kind of nothing. it's just a load of mountains. It's great territory, to defend and almost useless to take, kind of thing. So I think
it's not as good as I thought, but it gets me me move. I think this one will just go back.
Yeah,
I think this one will go with him. Yeah, it'll go with him.
Breach.
Done.
Yeah.
Okay, the other one is gonna all attack you. I think this is a little bit better for me. So they're all 36th, which is a good start. So I get 10, 12, 15.
So this is against the Panzer unit and the motorized.
Yes, 15 to 5. I think it's 3 to 1. I know there's a half effectiveness on the tank, so it's 2. So it's 6, 12, 14 actually. So it's only, that's unfortunate. Bad maths.
Oops.
It's 14 to 5, which is 2 to 1, and no tank, but the plane will come in. So it's going to be just like the other one. It would have been slightly better. Okay, so it's 3 to 1.
Okay.
And the artillery here, so that's a good start for later. Oh, can I use my artillery though? I can, right?
Yeah.
So I'll flip. And do I start with ammunition, or I don't? If that's next turn's problem, I can still use it before, even if I don't have supply. Yeah. So that will be 4 to 1, I think, on your Panzer and your elite unit. Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Stuart and Stuart. Stu and Stuart, welcome. How long are you playing? Today, well, it's a case of until Andrew drops. It's rather late where you are, whereas it's rather early here. So I think certainly we're on to a couple of hours and maybe a bit more. That's how long we're doing. But Stu, yeah, good point about Waterloo. It's Waterloo Day today. So yeah, very good point. Thanks for mentioning it. Sorry, back where you were, Andrew.
That's all right. No, that's quite all right. I get 4-1. I think that's right. Gonna roll. I might want to
Uh,
make sure I'm sure before I'm a bit nervous in case I get it wrong.
no, that's okay. Brian,
All right,
hello.
here we go.
Good morning from Nova Scotia. Absolutely, a long, very early for you. Off you go on a
A
four.
4 is pretty good on a 4-1.
Uh, it's it's the sort
Well,
of
maybe not as good as I thought.
yeah,
A1, D1.
yeah. It's the odd one, isn't it? It's kind of yeah. The middle there is not it's not brilliant, is it?
It
DRX
almost
exchange and
sometimes you might prefer to be 3-1. In fact, depends on
yes,
what's in
yeah.
the hex.
That's true. So A1 D1. So I take a step loss, which
We both pick our own ones.
I think if we were on the tank side, are they not the lead unit, or do we have to use those as the losses, even though they cancelled each other out? Just check to make sure we're not playing it wrong. The losses.
I think that one's the best one for me to lose a step on.
Any player selects the unit unless EX, DRX, or DS was rolled. So okay. Okay, it doesn't have to be the tank. So yeah, I'll just flip over then. Okay, so it's an A1, D1, and then so with a D1, I have to retreat 3 hexes, become disrupted, or conduct a determined defense. Now, because I've taken a loss, I'm no longer elite, and I've got no tank support, and this is the clear, so I think I'm going to have to retreat. And no, two of them together. 1, 2, 3. Just go back to the victory point hex, and these are now disrupted. And then you have advance up to 3 hexes.
Gets advanced to 2. I think I've just got 2. 4 and 4-1 is advanced 2.
It's an advance 2. No, true. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a D1 and then
That's
advance 2.
Alright, that's good to go to there. This one, the tank can only advance a 1, unfortunately, but that's okay. I think it's worth pushing forward. It's risky. But
Not a low position.
and I think the tank can go on the hill there. It's not a disaster. These will come off anyway. I might just remove it now to avoid confusion. And that's it for combat.
Okay.
Hang on. I'll move the tank back there just in case you try and pull a fast one on me instead. Okay. It for combat. So
right. And recovery.
Recovery. So well then there is that tank there. That's where's the disrupted tank?
It's up on Roger Beach, I think.
Off. These markers will come off.
Yeah, that big button just next to the move cancel move marker cancellation. Right
Oh,
at
is
the
it?
end.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
there's like 3 X's, 3 cams, 3 X's. You just hit that and it gets rid of all the efficiency and truck markers and placement markers.
Okay. Didn't seem to come off.
That's it.
All right.
Okay.
It.
Got everything? Yeah, I think it's got everything.
No problems.
Yeah.
And supply phase, I don't think I
Not a
have a
problem.
chance of being out.
Nope.
Base user supplies. Now, I don't have any supply, right? Nothing's landed yet because I've been getting off the beaches. So,
Yeah, the supply is we. It's not.
on my
It's
next
provided
start getting
in
into
the
supply.
weather phase. We get the supply points. So yeah.
Not flipping anything.
Okay.
And that's it. I didn't win the game either.
You did
Funnily enough. And that's it.
I think that's good for the audience. Otherwise, it'd be fairly.
If you can't win a turn on the first game, don't have a first turn of a game.
Yeah. Stuart's at the Free Trade Inn overlooking the River Tyne up in Newcastle. Is it? Excellent. It's a place to be for a lunchtime. Bit of a lunchtime drink, absolutely. Take our time. Well, I don't think there's any choice about that. We're a bit snailish at the moment with the game, still looking up a few rules and things. Good. Right, so that's turn 1. And then we have the victory check phase we didn't, and on to the weather phase of turn 2. Yeah, so turn marker goes to turn 2. And so we roll for the weather. Do you want to do the honours, Andrew?
No problem. All right. That's a 4.
A 4.
One to the right, I think. Still clear.
Yeah, so the weather table, you do a dice roll and move it across depending. It's just on the right here of the table of the results. So yeah, a 4 is 1 shift to the right. So what that means is that both the air forces, support forces are available, and the naval units are available. The Allies get 1. They don't get the Salerno because I'm within 2 hexes. So it's just the 1 and I get 1. So yeah, supply goes up for me as well. And that's and you ready your units. You've done that, the air and naval units. So we're on to my turn, initial phase. So I can use supply points to flip my to resupply units, which I certainly will do. So I will reduce to 2, and I will flip over the 16th Panzer ASU. Right, next we do place German reinforcements in friendly entry areas. So let's have a look at the Axis units coming in. We have a lot. So we have these coming in to the north. I haven't decided exactly where. And we have these coming to the south. Somewhere. Okay, so need to decide exactly where. So we have, well, it's all horrible. certainly the core artillery will come in on S2. Okay, and up north. Right, that's my reinforcements. No replacements yet. On to the movement phase. Okay, let's organise getting the reinforcements on at least. This is all motorised, that's great. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, actually no. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 2/3. 5, but it's actually 5. So 6, 7. 8 to there. Oh, what did you do? 8 to there. Garrison. Let's bring the artillery in. 2, 3, 4. 5. Hard to know what to do with the garrison unit, to be honest. Some bolster somewhere. Let's wait for those two. See what we do here. Back to the city. This guy will move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This chip, I think, will move to there. Bit soggy in the middle, that defence. I think we'll move to there with a tank unit. We'll have the infantry, the Fallschirmjägers join them. Let's just run up that road up to, where is it, 5? It's to there. I think that's fine. What the hell do I do with this garrison unit? Just a backstop, I suppose. 5 to there, and then right north. So motorised, so 1, 2, 3. That seems like an annoying place to be. Move the garrison to there with a tactical move. Okay. I think, do I still want this guy out in the open? Probably not. Let's put him back. When this guy moved, he moved Zox to Zox. That was 2.5 to get there. He could move further. No, he's in the Zox. He has to stop. Yep, that's it. Done. Hex to Hex, hello. Good morning, good afternoon here, and good evening from where Andrew is. Good to see you, good to see you. Yeah, looking at your most fearful sacrifice stuff, I think you were doing. Good stuff, good stuff. I've actually got it on the table just behind me here. Probably can't see. Oh yes, you can. Just there. Right, that's my movement done. Go for our sequence of play. Sequence of play. Done the movement phase. On to the combat phase. Ooh, now thinking about this. I'm not going to go for Salerno. That's just silly. Interested about this attack on the 143rd Regiment here near Pisano. It's just an infantry unit. I've got a attack unit and an elite unit, so it's not going to be a great combat. It's going to be 1-to-1, but go up to 3-to-1 with some artillery. Makes it a 4-to-1.
I think you've got to cross the river though, so you might want to move differently if you're going to do that.
Yeah, I know, because it's defender double, isn't it? Defender double would make you an 8. 9 man, you're 7. So yeah, it'd be 1-2, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and vehicles are halved as well, I think.
Yeah, so just moving that back to where they were. That would be a 3, 4. Yeah, cross the river now. It's no good. Okay, so maybe we'll just sit there. Oops, no. Yeah, we won't attack. That's not going to work. And that's all for the combat phase. Recovery phase, these guys come back from their disruption, and where's my sequence of play gone? Oh yes, actually. it vanished just almost off the screen. So supply phase. Again, I think we're quite all right. I'm not sure supply, except for isolation, supply really isn't that much of a big deal in this actual this actual game too much. I don't need to flip anything up. Don't need to do anything. Yeah, that's it. That's it for my turn. So over to you for your turn.
No problems. Okay. We've only got one artillery that hasn't been used, so that has been used, I mean, so it seems like a sensible thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And roll him back. We do need to do victory points as well, because I think there's a sudden death if the Allies lose. It's unlikely to happen, but there's a sudden death if I don't have enough victory points.
Oh, yes, that's true.
I think I have 2 so far. 3, sorry. Okay, I might come back to these ranges. Salerno's not looking so pretty up the top. Alright, that's good that you moved that out. I was totally gonna smash that unit if it stayed there. That was my plan, but that's okay.
Which one?
In 2619, the Panzer that was or the 16th Panzer that was on the clear hex, but it's moved back to the mountain down near the British beach. Sorry, American beach. Okay.
Back to the city. Yeah. There's no point in staying there.
Alright, let's talk about the units I'm bringing in then. Bring in 12 from this floating reserve. Well, the 46 would like some artillery. The 56 would like some artillery.
Yeah, your automatic the automatic loss thing doesn't start until turn 4, I think.
Okay. Oh, if I lose Salerno, I've got all sorts of other problems. So, okay, we're gonna need some tanks. There's 1. There's 2 for that. There's 4 naval points used so far.
Yeah, I win if you're 5 or more points short of the points on any one turn.
Yeah.
So at the moment, you'll need 6 by. So you'll need 1 point by turn 4, which you've already got 2. So.
These engineers might be interesting actually to bring in. That's not a bad little unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's going to be most of these units, to be honest.
Brian, I try and use the drop-down menus, so you can see what's going on. Otherwise, things just sort of flash around the board.
6, 7, 8.
If you're not looking at the
9, 10,
the right thing, you don't notice it changing.
11, and it's too much for the Americans. Let's slow that down a bit. Let's bring in this as well. That lets me bring in 1 more British one as well on the British beaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12.
Okay.
Alright, so I can reinforce this Salerno.
Yes, you can.
These areas with these people up the top. I can't bring to that hex because you're in there now. But I can bring that engineer into Miari. I think they might have helped build the bridges there. Or help make the place landable.
Okay.
But I can land there, right, in that port?
Yeah. 1 point, yeah.
Is it something there for a little bit of extra? Meaning that the rest will all have to come into the other one. We could do it vice versa. I think vice versa might 2-3 work better. And the tanks can come in on the top one.
Anybody in chat who've played Salerno, how do they rate it in comparison to all the other 4X games? Let me know. What you think?
The only thing I thought of is bringing one of the tanks in on that top beach instead. But there are no tank shifts in mountains at all, are there?
No.
Even if there's roads.
No.
So I don't think it's the end of the world. Yeah, that's good. Let's do movement. Place reinforcements, flip them, yeah. Movement phase. Okay.
I appreciate people joining on the other side of the Atlantic. It's very, very early for you guys, I think.
I think I'll stay there.
8:30 or something. Madness. I wouldn't be watching something at 8:30. Yeah, no, I probably would. I probably would. You know?
I would. It's the best time of the day.
Bit of a sad there, but yeah. Maybe prop the laptop or the phone on your knee in bed. Absolutely, cup of tea or coffee or whatever you fancy. Yeah, probably a good idea actually. I should do more of these.
I think it's better than watching the news in the morning. It'll probably make you happier. So
Yes. Well, we'll try and make it happier. I don't know. Might not succeed. Or if we're really boring, if we're really boring for you, you can drift off to sleep again, so you get an extra light in. Result. Absolutely. As incentive for you.
I think I'm going to mob Battipaglia, so let's do this. That's one. Okay. And there's no tank shifts in cities either, is there?
No.
In this one?
No.
And is it 5 for a hex for stacking or 6? 6.
Actually, in cities, no, you're not. No, tank strength's not halved. It's just it's hard. It's not doubled in defence.
It's not double in defence, but you still have tank shifts.
Yeah.
Right.
Tank shifts. Sorry, no. Tank shift, no. But
No tank shift. Yeah, no tank shift.
Yeah, it's pretty much nowhere except for clear, really.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision, isn't it? 6 stacking points. Okay. That can go there. That can go there then. No, that's 7. Other way around, sorry. Okay. I really want to go up to Salerno, so it's 2 points to move out of a Zoc. That's very unfortunate decisions I've made there. That is doable though.
Yes.
That is doable.
Does give you a Zoc bond across the road as well, along the road. So
yeah, just small miracles. And that is doable. Actually, might be better off going backwards a bit. Actually, no, they're good there. And this guy can come up. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, these guys can drive up to here.
Wardrobe, hello.
These guys.
Good to see you. Good morning. You haven't got it on the table yet. Well, get on with it. Get on with it. Have a look. It doesn't take a long time to set up, and if you know the 4X series, you're pretty much playing almost immediately with a few references to the rulebook. It's interesting concept actually. I've seen this with Battalion Combat series where they brought out their new Aracle game, which is very much a sort of vanilla, small, one-mapper version of the game, particularly designed as an entry level. And I suppose Salerno 43 is kind of an entry level for the series as well. I mean the landings, yeah, but it's low count density, single map, lots of tables around you. I think it kind of fulfills the same thing. So it's interesting to see that that dynamic appear of entry levels for various. Americans are moving north. Interesting.
Yeah, I figure they can have a poke at you. Very far north, but it's just positioning. There's an option there. Just thinking. Alright, let's bring these tanks on. Is it tactical movement on a landing or just... It is, right? Surely.
I think so. Yes. And the first hex is, of course, the beachhead hex.
Yeah, tactical movement. Okay. I think that's pretty good, to be honest. Sitting on their own isn't going to make them any happier. And same story here. Is he better off sitting on his own though? I think he's alright there. One of the tanks there in case you get clever.
Brian, yeah, coffee and cardboard. Yes, perfect start to a Saturday. Yeah. Or virtual cardboard at least. Or maybe you're up and you're at a table yourself and you just got us in the background. That's good. And if you are, let us know what you're playing.
Okay, I'm pretty happy. Well,
Okay,
I wouldn't say happy actually. Oh, these guys can come in. And they can tactically move to there as well. Or to there. I think there's the... Shit, no, they can't go that far. Oops. They can just stay there. Okay. Combats. Right, some mistakes have been made, but Data Paglia is where it's at.
Yeah, the landings are quite simple. I mean, it's just a roll on the table for each hex and see what happens, and then carry on from there. Yeah, you're right. You're heading out for coffee. Yeah, you make your own.
Okay, I think that's 10, 13 to your 4.
Where are we at the moment? We are
In
in
Battapaglia,
Battapaglia.
so
Okay, let's focus
3,
there.
0, 1, 2, 1.
Right. So yeah, just Battapaglia. So you have it's all 56. So 3, 13, isn't it? 13 to 4.
6, sorry. No, you'll be doubled, right? The Panzer is doubled, or their vehicle unit?
The Panzer is not doubled, but the other one is.
The
Yeah.
Grenadiers are, so 6, right? So
Yeah,
2 to 1.
6, and yeah, you're 13, is it? Yeah, you're 13, so it's 2 to 1 at the moment.
All right, and they're going to get used. And the artillery's 4, is that the range of it, or?
Yes. Yes,
I can use the
56
56 artillery.
Yep.
I can also use the core if I want to as well, but I might want.
You can.
Alright, so the plane takes me to 3 to 1, which is good. That one takes me to 4 to 1, is pretty good. I'm just wondering if I want that core. If you do, I think I might want that core if you attack the commandos or something. And then once you the battleship. Actually, that's interesting. I might go the other way around. Flip it. I use the core because the battleship can get used to defend Salerno. Well, mind you, the battleship could be used to defend the ranges. Pros and cons. Yeah, actually that might be. You never know what you might do up there. I think Salerno's a lot more important to you than fighting those ranges, though. I don't think that's the be-all and end-all. So let's work off that, and I'll use the core. I think the ranges are. I'm sure it was a very difficult fight, but I think they'll hopefully be okay. Right, so 56 get used. Alright, so it's 1, 2 from them, 3, 4, 4 to 1 I think is what I get. You have artillery as well. This is an important fight.
Yeah.
You use it on deferment defense though, don't you? Not on the fight.
And
Yep, 4 to 1 it is.
I'm presuming I can't use the tank strength, the tank shift.
No. Not in a city, I think. Much as I think the Russians have found out that isn't such a good thing.
Yeah, nope. It's fine, carry it. 4-1.
Alright, here we go, roll well.
Ooh.
That's not well.
Oh, it's alright. DR2, advance 2. DR2, DR2, and that's just a retreat for me. But I could determine defense this, and I think I should.
I think you should too.
So we're in a city, so that's in a much better table here. And
you lost your elite unit.
I don't have the elite unit, but I could use defensive support, which I think it shall. So I will flip that. So I have a +1 on the city table. That's it. So we'll roll that. 5 goes to a 6. Oh, I didn't want it that good. So I kill one of yours, but my step dies as well. It's unfortunate. That Panzer Grenadier is gone. I might lose the tank unit actually. Not sure it's that much use. So yeah, I'll eliminate the tank unit. For a hold, I kill one of your units. It's all infantry. probably the best bang for buck is probably get rid of the little 2 factor, I think.
That's the one. The
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay. Done.
second of the 6 cues, and I hold. So that's that.
I thought you were going to hold it, but I'd hoped for a little bit better. Okay, this one's going to attack, so you won't be doubled. The pan's near the river in 3014.
Yes.
You won't be doubled. No vehicles from me going across the river, so I'm good. My our tanks cancel out each other. Just you have 6. I have. We're all the same unit, +1 associated. 7 and 6 are 13, so it's 2 to 1.
2 to 1 indeed.
Yep, I'm going to use my planes. And I think that's all I can use. The artillery is well and truly out of range. So 3 to 1, that's still pretty good. I'm good to roll. 6 is pretty good on 3 to 1. There we go.
Yeah. So I'll just bring
Oh, maybe it isn't. Oh, D1. D1's pretty good.
Don't worry about that dice roll. It's just me being silly. I hit the
Oh, that's alright.
wrong button.
Just trying to re-roll.
Just getting the combat results up for the. So you rolled 6 on 3 to 1 is a D1, advance 3. So well, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's the best roll I've had all game. And maybe the invasion turn was a little bit
I
better.
don't know. I'm just gonna. Is there a flip here? There's no flip for the Fellshing Yoga, so I have to flip the tank. Oh.
Yeah, they're one step. I think the top right hand corner is the number of steps. Is that right, or no? Never mind.
No,
That's where they come in. No,
Yeah.
that's where they come in.
Okay, and do we want a determined defence here? We're in the open. So it's clear that you've got an elite step and we've got defensive support if we won it. Actually, suspicious. I want something up here. Whether I can do that. Yeah, no, I can use the core one. So it's a +2. +2 means there's nothing. Well, nothing's bad going to happen to me unless I. On D1, I have to retreat 3 hexes, which is a bit far. I'm going to try a determined defence with a +2 for elite and support. 2 goes to a 4, in which case nothing happens, so I have to go anyway. So no effect on that determined defence, so 3 hexes. One. 2, 3, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, actually, I can. If I go through the city, I can stop in the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
So actually, I'll go there. And on a, you've got an advance 2.
I think it might be advanced 3.
Advanced 3. Yeah.
Very interest. Can I attack units that already fought this turn? I don't think it's worth going all the way to Battipaglia, but is that a hypothetical option that they can do breakthrough combat
so.
on them? Or
I'm pretty sure.
yeah, well,
yeah, I think so.
4 defense versus 7, it would be a 1-to-1. That seems a little bit. Yeah, I can definitely do break for combat against ones I've fought this turn. There's nothing that stops me from that, so I don't see why not. You know who is vulnerable? That Garrison is vulnerable. Can I get there? It's 3, and everyone moves 3, so that's 1, 2, and then 3. It's the break. If I say that's the breakthrough, yeah. They have to fight as a unit, though. Does that mean I can hit the core, or the core is even more a prize than the Might have to look at the rules for this one.
So it's a breakthrough group.
Yeah.
So
I think they can join together, but they're not going to have the range to join together.
Right, so yeah, breakthrough combat actually costs an advance. So with an advance 3, you can get there, but you won't be able to do the combat.
But yeah, have the range. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the advance, there's a sort of like a currency kind of thing. So advancing a hex is 1.
Yeah.
Changing direction, as in I'm going in a different direction rather than going into the defender's hex initially, is 1, and then doing a breakthrough combat is 1.
So the only way to go would be to attack you in Eberly, actually, is possible. That's the only place that is an option. And that's not a ridiculous option. What are you looking like in Eberly? You've got an elite there, you've got 6 there. It might actually be almost exactly the same to fight you there. So there's the group there, they all followed through. Yeah. And if they go there, that's 2. And then 3 would be the fight. That's not ridiculous. Yeah. Right. Let's get ready to rumble.
So this is in city now. So yeah, I'm worth
6.
Indeed.
And I'm exactly the same I should be. 6, 10, 13. So 2-to-1. But there's no artillery or anything else. 2-to-1 is good enough, I think, for this. I'll take the chance. Fortune favours the bold. Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Yeah. Hold on. So, yeah, no, you're fine. No, you're good. Sorry, I was just checking something. No, you're fine. Good. So we are. So you're. Well, how much were you again? Sorry. Just so everybody.
2-to-1.
Yeah, 8, 10, 13 to 6, 2-to-1 in the city. Yep, okay, go for it.
I got a 6.
Whee! A1, D1. So I think I'll lose the tank unit again. And you lose a unit as well.
Yep. I think a step on one of these is not the end of the world. Yeah.
Oh, actually, we've forgotten something.
Oh no!
Those guys. No, it's alright. It's not that bad, but it's those guys should actually be disrupted.
Ah, that's right. So they'll actually be slightly worse, won't they?
Yeah. So let me just check.
They can still fight at half. Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, so they were halved. Okay, yeah. So actually, so it wasn't 2-1; it was 4-1.
The D1.
Yeah. So you don't lose anything. So I lost that tank unit, and then I have to retreat 3 hexes.
Or determined defense, I think.
I can't do a determined defense because I'm disrupted.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So up the road, 1, 2, 3, and same with that guy. He's now disrupted as well.
I can't do a second breakthrough combat, that's for sure. But I can move into the city.
You can.
I can do a second breakthrough combat.
No, you can move into the city.
Alright, I actually did not want the Americans to go this far, but like I said, it's fortune favours the bold. That changes the map considerably.
Yes.
How I'm going to get back down south, I'm not sure, but there are ways. I don't see any point in leaving people sitting outside the city. Is it a proper advance 3? Can I go back the way I came, or do I have to go into the hex after the breakthrough?
I think if you're going to go anywhere, you have to go into there because it's your if you succeed in your attack with a breakthrough combat, you can advance into the vacated hex for free. So you don't have any advance left because you did 2 moves and then a breakthrough combat. So you're 3 used up, and so
leaving units.
Yeah, so you could go there, but you couldn't go anywhere else.
Sitting out. I guess I could leave them sitting out to make them get back quicker. That is an option, and get a Zoc bond with the British or Canadians. That's not a ridiculous option. The tank's no better in the city. It might make you want to have a poke at it as well and get into a problem. I think that's okay. That's 12 in the city, 6 outside with a tank. Alright, let's move them all in. Let's not worry. That's it for combat.
Okay. Very good. And supply, I think. Recovery.
I have no one because I got nothing. I've got no one disrupted or anything like that, or half effectiveness because I didn't move anyone close enough, or didn't use them if I did. And that's it.
Yeah.
Back to weather.
Oh, Jester, hello. Yeah, glad to see you back in circulation. Yes, it's 2,000 subscribers. Yes, I had it on my 2,000 subscriber chat, and I've just kept it because the gas hasn't escaped it. We've got lots of gas here as usual, and it's staying up for the moment, so I thought I'd still use it. Wardrobe, yeah, the advanced combat is like Stalingrad. Yeah, it's the same thing really. I don't think there's a lot of difference other than maybe some nuances on the tables, but yeah, it is the same thing. Brian says, yeah, advanced number has points to spend. Indeed, yeah, that's a very good way of looking at it. Yeah. Good. Sequence of play. Where have you gone? There we go. Okay, so recovery phase, you haven't really got anything else to do. Supply phase, you flip your artillery back up as you can.
I've got no supply points, so I won't have them until a while yet.
Okay. So victory check phase, so we don't bother with that yet. And on to the next turn.
Okay.
Things getting pretty tricky for the Germans here, yeah. So we release the Fallschirmjäger unit up here. Okay. Right, and the weather phase. So roll for weather. Do you want to?
Okay, you can roll if you like.
No, you go. Usually these things I let the.
All right, let's hope it's skip. So let's hope it's. I think it's a 50-50 chance. It was not what I hoped. It was the. All right, that is unfortunate.
So the Luftwaffe takes a Has a hand suddenly. Brilliant. Okay. Good. That's more than useful. I get 2 supply points. You get 1.
If I had killed this unit here, this would not have happened in 2909. But because I could use the airfield at Monte Corvino to fight you off. But
Yes.
actually, no, I think the Battipaglia would still be in range as well, so I'd have to have taken Battipaglia as well. So both those hexes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Within 2, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what happened in real life. I think there was artillery in these hills that was shooting down on the airfield. So.
Yeah, sure. So just to explain to people, so if you look at 2811 Monte Corvino airfield there, which has a victory point there, but also once the Germans are more than 2 hexes away from that, then it activates as an airfield, and yeah, you still get to use that as a fighters, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
To cancel the Luftwaffe in that area. Good. All right. Right, where are we? Just done the supply points. My initial phase. So flipping. I don't think I can flip a disrupted ASU. Yeah, so no, I can't. So I have to wait till the end of the turn to do that one. This one I will. That 76 Panzer Corps is back. The Hermann-Goering Division is still there. And 29th Panzer Grenadier is still there. Okay. Good. So that's supply. It's reinforcement time. Always a nice part of the turn for the Germans, certainly initially. So let's look at norths and souths. So this is north. These guys in the north. And these guys in the south. Right. No replacements, so let's just see what I'm going to do with these guys. I see no reason why they shouldn't. Actually, with N1 it's a bit quicker, so yeah, they'll go in at N1. This road through Monteforti to Pino is shorter than the N2 road, and here, well, we've got problems in the middle, so both those guys are coming up in the middle. So good. All right. So on to the movement phase again. Let's see. Again, bringing things in from the back is probably good. these guys barreling down the road, how close they can get here. 1, 2 to there, 3, 4, a mountain pass. Yeah, I think they have to come this way. So here we'll go, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5 there, 6, 7, 8. Use the same route for the core artillery, and core artillery go 1, 2, 3 and a half. And on. To there. I could use the truck to, yeah, I'll use the trucks. That's 1. 2 to there. Yeah, there's no good news here. This chap can only go to there. Which is for where he was, cutting off Salerno, but they got bigger fish to fry there, Frank. is 5 to there. Just hold him off for a minute. Two. And we got to there. Actually, I think we'll go to 4 to there. Let's go. Well, just short of 5 to there. Six, 7, 8. Let's check. 5 to there. To there. Let's just pull it back. And the Panzer and this guy will go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Disrupted Felsham, here we go. Okay, there. space. Oh, that guy. Can make to there, I believe. Tactical move, yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I can do for movement.
No worry.
Okay, combat.
That is a lot of German units.
Yeah, not very strong ones though. Don't think I've got any combats, to be honest. No. No, that's it for the moment. So no combat phase and recovery. He comes back automatically. That, and then supply phase. At the moment, I think I'm. Yeah, over the road portion. Yeah. Everybody's okay. Yeah,
You have got a
well,
plane if you want to take a punt on a combat.
Yeah, no, it's a bit tough. Rather use it on a defense.
On a defense, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Is there something? I mean, I could attack up here with the 16th Panzer, but it's starts at a 1 to 2 elite. There is no artillery because these guys moved. Yeah, elite and the aircraft. That is 2 to 1. It's not a. I know you're doubled anyway, so no, silly. No, there's no attacks. No attacks. Yeah, I'll keep it for determined defence. So, right, and flipping over. So I'll flip him over. I think that's the only one, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Over to the Allies.
Everything. Yeah, it's over to the Allied turn. So yeah, you've got your reinforcements and stuff to do, and I think you don't need to flip anything.
I don't actually have that much to bring in.
Yeah, it tails off quite a bit, doesn't it?
Just I thought there was something about bringing ammunition in. Is that right? If you can substitute, or
ammunition.
I might be wrong. That you could bring in supply points.
I don't think there's no particular points itself, but yeah, you can supply from them.
I thought there was an option to substitute and bring in less, but I might be misremembering it from another game. All right. Okay.
You can transport between them.
That's what the units as well, yeah. And I can bring in people to the the different beaches if it's a necessity.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. These are, so I think it's definitely not 12. It might be worth counting though, just in case I'm doing some fancy things. So there's 1. There's 3 total.
As you can see here from the floating reserve, once that's empty, it doesn't there's not a lot comes about from the beaches anymore. Actually, does it? There's an airdrop. Turn
Yeah.
5.
And then from the
6,
south.
and then things start coming on from the south. So the Allies have also landed in Calabria. So this is not meant to be a circle the beach. It's, as you can see, the reds and the greens here. So these are the different armies. The 8th Army is landing and carrying on up. So at some point this southern flank has to disintegrate because it's completely compromised. How's everybody in the chat? Everybody asleep? And their lions all right? Or have you managed to get enough coffee or tea? He was going. Sorry, I was rather silent on that. I was trying to concentrate on the what I was doing because it's a bit hairy for the Germans in this. You know, if things aren't going well, it's you're doing a lot of.
It's not over yet. But...
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, these guys are going to move up here and support them. And do I substitute for space? It is not ridiculous that I pull back to get spacing. I'll come back to him. Alright. On a positive note, you've given me a beeline into Salerno. Almost said Palermo. Totally different place.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do anything about that. So it's.
Yeah. Okay. They're in there. 46. The beaches are looking
John's
pretty
in
sweet.
from California. Wow, that must be
Early
very
start.
early for you. Good heavens. Gosh, that would be. Is it 5:30 in the morning with you guys? Now, something like that.
I think it's worth.
I think we've got got a bit of the night shift here. Some.
That's
someone's...
good. That's good.
Got my water up here, and it's actually quite warm here in Britain today. It's the warmest day yet yesterday, and it's still quite warm now. And but it's overcast and raining, and my water's actually turned warm. It's actually really horrible. I didn't go for the cognac this time. It's a little bit early for that, I think. Bill says the swapping supply and artillery was in Normandy 44. That's why.
Okay.
6:30 for you.
6:30.
Still ridiculous o'clock for a Saturday morning, surely, John. Especially if you're watching Salerno 43. Gosh.
That's a Zokbon there. I'd love another Zokbon.
Not exactly the Kardashians here. And no, there's no bum shots. Sorry.
Alright, let's come back to you. I think it's that much. On the flip side, there isn't so much for me. There's a few big fights. I've just got to get out of this port. Let's get these in. Actually, smooth things out first. See, that poor 36 got left behind of all his friends. Alright. Yeah, I think that'll do. Maybe a bit more. This one will be half effective. Shit. You can stay there just in case.
I say for the chat, we'll probably finish after this turn, I think. But going for 2.5, so certainly for the recording, you guys being able to hang on with us for this length of time. A recording of 3 hours is going to be intimidating, more than 3 hours. So we'll probably hold it there.
Okay. All right, I'm ready to go. That's movement. So combat.
Yep.
Yep. Nothing up. Oh, do I move this guy back? I think he's good to go. So stay there. Okay. Battaglia is where it's at to start. So everyone will go into Battaglia. You have 4.
Yep.
I have 6, 11, 14.
Okay.
I read that as 3 to 1.
It is.
And I will use... Oh, sorry, I got artillery as well this time, didn't I? Did we do supply this turn? We didn't. Did you take supply?
Sorry. Yeah, I took my supply. Yes. Did you? You had 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't taken supply, have I?
Okay.
Wasn't it 0? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I took mine.
Yeah. In which case, I re-up.
Trying to find my combat result.
56. And that uses my supply.
So 5,
Okay,
6,
and I'll
7,
use
19,
the 56th there. And I'll use the core artillery as well.
So that's 2 to 1.
There we are. X core. So it's 5 to 1, I think. Is that right?
It's 2 to 1. So 3 for the artillery, 4 for the core artillery, 5 for.
You've got 4. I've got 8.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh yeah, sorry, there's the other unit. Yeah, so 3 to 1 going to a 5 to 1. Yes.
Yeah. Did you want to use the plane or artillery? Or?
Oh, well, the plane only happens in a determined defence, and the artillery only happens in determined defence. So.
Oh, you can't use the plane.
I haven't got any shifts. Tank, air support. I think it's for
could
here.
Be
Hang on.
shift.
Maybe I could use the. Can I? Let me look at the counter. Oh, it's a plus and minus. So yes, I could use the. Yeah, I will use the aircraft. Why not? I don't want. It goes from a 5 to 1 to a 4 to 1. Does give me so it's determined defence is tougher. mind you, I'm likely to as a D1, DR exchange. So on 5 to 1, there's only 2 chances of not losing a unit anyway, in which case the determined defence is. Yeah, okay, I'll use it. Get it down to 4 to 1.
Okay, here we go. I rolled a 2.
2 on 4 to 1. DR2 advance 2. So
Not
DR2
over yet.
to retreat 2, but I'm probably not retreating.
This is a very important fight.
Yes, it is. So determined defence in the city. I'm not elite. However, I will help out with the 14th Panzer. So there's a +1 for defensive support on the city table. So let's roll it. Goes to a 4. That looks interesting. It's a P, which is a partial. Now a partial, I always have to read the partial because it's a little bit weird. So the partial, there's no steps losses, it's a partial success. 62. So if the defender was in a city hex, place the city battle marker there on the one side and cancel the retreat. Yeah, so no, it's stopped and there's a special marker for it.
Alright, I think you should be very happy with that.
I am, absolutely.
Yeah.
City battle. Oh, there's an option here for city battle. Yeah, so it's like you've got into the city, but you haven't got rid of me. It's this kind of idea, I think.
Basically, I think you can't hold it with a partial again. I think.
Yeah, and then so if a partial in the city happens again with a city battle marker, then it becomes a delay, which is a retreat with a minimal advance. So yeah, so it's kind of half taken, I think. Okay.
Okay. And the Americans are going to do a coming out near Eboli. So you have 3, and they have 7, 8, 9,
4.
13.
I have 4, I think.
Sorry, you have 4.
Yeah.
They have 6, 10, 14.
Yeah.
So that's 3 to 1.
3 to 1,
No
yeah.
tank shift, no artillery, no planes.
So it's just a 3 to 1.
I think that's it, just straight 3 to 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Not great.
Ooh, a dis.
Disrupted is fine though. I can handle that.
No retreat or advance, no step losses. Yeah, so I'm
I
disrupted.
can handle that. Yeah.
Disrupted. Ooh, come on. Okay.
Okay, and this last one, I'm just going to do the maths on it. I probably could have done this better. So the guys near Carpaccio, you have hills doubled. You have 6. That will give me, I think I make the 45th the main unit. So that'll give me 6, 12 there. And on the other side, it will give me 15 total. 15 to 6 is 2 to 1. Not great, but there's a lot of artillery there, and I may as well use it. So I'll use the core, and the main division has to be the 45th artillery. So that's another 2. So 4 to 1 is a lot better.
Ooh.
Flip and the core. Okay, you've got no more planes, so 4 to 1. I think that's just straight.
Yep.
Well, the
D-
6 came. Wrong
D1.
fight, but it came. D1.
So,
I think you've only got one step.
nope. Unfortunately.
Oh no! But you
Yes.
still got to. Well, we've got to deal with a retreat or not.
So it's D1 advance 3, but it is an orange result. So an orange result gives a -1, and do I really give that much of a monkeys?
It's an interesting choice because I might do a breakthrough as well for forewarned for
Could do.
I don't know if I can actually. It looks like there's probably not much enough space.
Yeah. That's an other. -1. Could use the artillery. Make it 0. 4, 5, or 6 is 50. Be a 50-50. One is 3 hexes. Well, let's try it. So I'm going to commit the artillery, 29th Panzer Grenadier Division artillery. So it's a -1 for the orange result and a +1 for the defensive support. So it's just a roll on the other table. Oh, 6. I got a 6 as well. I might not have wanted that. Oh, yeah, I die. Actually, I didn't want that. So he's eliminated. I kill one of your steps of my choice. Your tank units only have 1 step. I think they do.
Hang on, you rolled a 6. Did you have +1 to the roll? Would that not be a 7 or?
No, it's a -1 because of the orange and +1 for
Oh,
so
because
it's
of the
actually
orange,
a
they
0.
cancel each other out.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, my tanks, I think they're.
yeah, it was
I'm not actually sure how many tanks are in that unit, but I don't think it's a lot.
a tank battalion, aren't they? Yeah. But I don't think they flip. No, they don't.
Does that
flip,
mean
so
I can only advance into the hex if you die for the
for a
determined
hold,
defense, or?
defender holds, but I died. I think you can advance aim into that hex.
Yeah, only into the hex, but I think that's where I want to go.
Yeah, just limited advance, which is advance into the hex, nowhere else.
Yeah, let me think this through. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, I've used my supply. There's nothing to spit. None of my units got disrupted, or any halves should be off.
Yeah.
Beacon flip back. City battle stays. I don't think anyone's isolated, though that city is interesting. You're
Yeah.
disrupted. That might be an issue.
Yeah. But I don't think it needs to be a Zoc because there's other units with a Zoc. Yeah, it does still have a Zoc, but it can't form a Zoc bond, but it does have a Zoc
Yeah.
on the.
Yeah, I think I'm isolated. Yeah.
So
Some unexpected.
hmm. Okay, so let's just get this right. So you go out of supply.
Yep.
You can't cross enemies on bond. Cannot enter 2 consecutive hexes in an EZOC. So for any units to get
So
there.
it
So no,
doesn't.
you're not.
Yeah,
No,
I can
so-
get it through because there's
Yeah.
no Zoc bond there.
That's correct. Yeah, because of the disruption. Okay, so they're fine.
And because I've got my units, the British units as well, I think I can get through there, can't it?
Yeah,
That's good. Phew.
yeah. So
That might have turned that around. It might have been a big problem for me.
Yes, yeah, indeed. Well, I think it was a case of it's a really good distraction anyway to try and reform the line. I think was my idea. It put you can't ignore something you can't ignore. I think was the case. Good.
Well,
Okay, so we've done it.
much better than last time.
You flipped your guys back as much as you can with your supply.
Yeah, I don't think nothing else I can flip.
Victory check phase. We're kind of done for that turn. So we're going to be on to turn 4 next time. I'm not sure when we'll get back to this, as it's a little bit difficult coordinating the time zones, etc. But that was really good going. We got 3 turns in. Not bad going for just starting off and doing explanations and lots of other things. So we'll get back to you on the channel when we can. I can sort out a time again with Andrew. But thank you, Andrew, for a good go at this game, and I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully everybody in the chat did as well. So I think the next thing happening in the channel, I'm not sure what the next thing is happening in the channel. I'm still trying to organise a time for the second replay. Strelnikov, you're in again. Yeah, you're always just when I'm wrapping up, so thanks very much. Yeah, indeed. Immaculate timing. I'm just trying to sort out a time. Could be very, very soon for the continuation of the long road playthrough I was doing with Mark Walker, the designer. Maybe next weekend, but I need to absolutely confirm. It's looking good for that. And myself and Ruff, I'm not sure we'll be doing something this week, but certainly the week after. We're still doing our arguing about exactly what we're going to play and things like that. So a little bit random on what's coming up soon, but certainly look out for those two, and also with Andrew, I'll try and get a time together where we continue this as well. But have you enjoyed it, Andrew?
I had a fantastic time. Thanks so much for doing this with me. There's a lot I learnt from it and a lot I remembered, but I don't want to jump into a mini review, but there's some really interesting things in this game. I think the breakthrough combat, the determined defense, and the Zoc bonds, if you're lucky enough to actually form them, are pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think the advanced and determined defense kind of thing is almost like a little mini game in its own right. You actually get quite a lot of narrative out of that as well, of what the hell's going on. Certainly with Battipaglia and stuff, there's been what is it? It's been 3 days of fighting for that practically, and still the Germans are lingering on, having taken losses. But yeah, sure, indeed. Good, and thanks for the chat, everybody. I'm not sure you guys were given too much in the way of rules, which probably meant that I was a bit more compos mentis than I usually am, because it was a morning rather than late evening. And of course, Andrew chimed in with quite a few things. Thank you for that. I think that'll do it for now. And everybody who's got the rest of the day available, have a good weekend, and have a good Sunday after a nice sleep, Andrew. And we'll see you all very soon on the channel. Bye for now.